The following program is sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Bifo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition and another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. As you can see, I'm all by myself for now. It's Monday. We've got Mike Lubie Lubitz on the mixing board about to take a seat with us, and we are at a new restaurant in Boca Raton. And I know Boca Raton is the land of 1,000 Italian restaurants, but this one is a little bit unique because it's called Savia, a Sicilian story, and it's Sicilian.
Yes.
The chef owner, we're going to be joined in a minute by Chef David Vito Quaderno, and he is from Sicily, and Sicily has some dishes that are unique to the island off the coast of Italy, a place that I've never been to. Have you and
No.
Shirley made it there either?
I haven't. That's the thing. She's been to Napoli, but she hasn't made it as far south as Sicily. That's the one thing that I've learned from my wife, because growing up, all I had was the red sauce Italian that you talk about. She's been to Italy. She's traveled through Italy, and she had really seen the north and parts of the central, and even Napoli, but even she hasn't realized that the kind of cuisine that is all throughout the country. Just like, look, in America, we have different cuisines from the north to the south to the east to the west to the Midwest. Italy, it's not just this standard thing where it's chicken parm or it's not chicken parm, right? Like,
it's
you get a little bit of
regionalized, and
all of it,
basically
so-
in the north you have usually more on the lighter in terms of not red sauce and more of the olive oils and white wine sauces and the risottos and wild boar and more of the game. And then, of course, in the south, you've got the Calabrian. We see our friend, Frank Talrico at Casa Calabria every month, and that's more of the heartier peasant red sauce, spicy and bouillas. And in Sicily, you've got, it's an island, so you've got the sea.
Fish,
So you've got things like we're going to be seeing soon a pasta that has like anchovies and swordfish and capers, and I love that stuff. I love all
and it's different too, which is cool.
the seafood stuff. Now we are here again. It's called Savia. It's in the Meisner. Well, it's just south of Meisner Park. I guess they call it Meisner Plaza.
Yeah.
And it's at 130 Northeast 2nd Street. I think I got that right.
Yeah.
Off to the side, joining us later is an old friend of mine, Denise Righetti. She is involved in the food scene in South Florida. She has a kind of food tour company called Savor Our City.
Nice.
And she also is involved with helping out some restaurateurs that just get started off. And the thing I loved about this place the minute I walked in, and I think it used to be something called Skewers, something or other. It was like a kebab place.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I hate to use the word darling because coming from me doesn't sound like it really should come out of my mouth.
That quaint,
but it's a darling, quaint, cozy. Let's just call it cozy.
Yeah.
It's small. You feel like your family in here. You know, you've got these brightly decorated tablecloths that have all these Sicilian kind of designs. And it's only about 40 seats inside. It opened about 2 months ago. We're going to get the full story from Chef David in a minute. But, and you got all these Sicilian flags. The Sicilian flag, it has that symbol. It looks like this contortionist. It looks like
oh, is that really the flag?
Yeah, it's the Sicilian flag.
Wow.
And I don't know what it's something from the Middle Ages, but it looks like Nadia Comaneci on the balance beam where it's all twisted up. It has some sort of cultural significance. But we'll get into all of these things.
No, but what I'll say is it reminded me, and you guys talk about New York and a lot of the places you grew up going to, and where I'm from, like the Sunrise Plantation area, we always had a lot of mom and pop places, and this feels like an elevated mom and pop.
Yeah, and it reminds me of a place that I had in Dania, Mundi's, which is still there, but the original owners, Will and Joyce Mundy, sold it a couple of years ago. But like cozy, family oriented, and you can come in here and they'll throw out a plate of an appetizer, like, oh, here's some arancini we just made, or here in our case we got the fabulous bruschetta trio here, which of course bruschetta is kind of on the bread that is glazed with either like tomato, and this one has eggplant and some peppers, it looks like, or just eggplants. This one looks like sun-dried tomatoes and pesto. This one looks like the classic chopped tomatoes. And I guess it's lunchtime. I went to the gym this morning,
Good
so
for you.
I did a
You're doing well,
500
sir.
calorie workout, so I'm entitled.
Yeah, get into it.
Although my
It's lighter.
my health kick has taken a backslide this
Well,
past
Saturday.
weekend. I did a weigh-in this morning, and for the first time in over a month, I actually gained weight. But that's what happens when you have a great bourbon and barbecue event at Gulfstream on Saturday. What'd you think of that?
I mean, Beja is undefeated. We know in the NFL we haven't had an undefeated champion since our own Miami Dolphins. I mean, it looks ridiculous.
Good.
But Joe Beja is in all the Taste of the Tracks that I've gone to, or I've heard of people going to that I didn't go to. They were delighted. We had a friend of Shirley's that hasn't been to Gulfstream in a while.
Stephanie was her name, right?
Yes, she actually liked the horses, which caught me off guard. She was handicapping with you and Val.
No, it was great because she arrived earlier than you and Shirley, so she joined us. We got the little table. We had our little, drinks and things, and she just started pounding at the windows. I said, "Oh wow, this is a woman after my own heart." Yeah, but
so it's cool. But people like Shirley and I, who aren't the biggest horse racing fans per se, get right into it. And the food, Chef Jason with Joe, I'm sure Joe's
I love
involved.
the chicken wing with the Alabama white sauce. You don't see the Alabama white sauce everywhere, and that was unique and delicious. And he did this bison chili again with ground bison,
delicious.
Which is just like ground beef, except it's leaner and healthier for you, more less
the
fat.
flavor was nice.
Flavor was on point. I mean, it had just the right amount of kick. I think I had about 4 bowls of that, which counts for my weight gain, and along with sampling all the tremendous collection of different bourbons and whiskeys from all over the country and really the world. I mean, people think of bourbon, they think of Kentucky. There was some.
This Japanese one was a hit.
The Japanese one was very mellow and a hit. And then there was one from Washington State. There was one from Texas. Of course, there's one from like New York and Brooklyn, and it was all good, especially after being dry for a full month and almost a full. I did stumble one time, so I couldn't make it a clean sweep for February. But you know what? I'm gonna give.
Well, you were just doing it on your own. It wasn't like you had a health scare or anything. You were just making a choice to do it. And
it really set me on the right path. I did realize something because as I was drinking and doing other things on Saturday, and I hit a couple of winners. I scoped out a couple of races properly, but at the end of the day, I still ended up like down $300. And I attribute that to the alcohol because you just start getting a little less disciplined. And I was having a lot of winning days at the track, so I think I'm going to hereby maybe renounce drinking and gambling at the same time. And just one vice at a time. I think that's my new motto. All right, so kudos to Joe Beja. Also, Tommy, his assistant, right-hand man, and Joe, yesterday they took care of one of our contest winners.
Oh, nice.
Michelle Mitchell had a special request. It was her birthday.
Oh, wow.
And she not only brought in a guest for the contest victory, she had a whole group of friends.
Nice.
12 people.
Oh, wow.
So 10 paying guests along with 2 contest winners. And she made the ask of once it was 10 other people, could they get the group rate discount? And that's the trigger is 10 people.
Oh, nice.
Get
I didn't
the
know
discount.
That.
So he was able to give them the 20% discount that we're going to also be
in the future.
That we're also going to be giving to anybody who comes out on our next brunch bash day, which is April 6th. So again, if you want to come out to the track Sunday, April 6th, it's going to be a fun time. Contest winners joined by Lubie and me. Tony Segreto is going to be there, and you can join us too. Just RSVP to me at MikeMayoEats@gmail.com, and you'll get the discounted rate of $44 per person for the all-day buffet. What's a buffet? Buffet, along with a mimosa and tax and tip will be tacked on to the $44. It's a great all-day entertainment affair. But Michelle Mitchell wanted to compliment me because apparently her friends wanted to do a little bit of an extra surprise. So Tommy allowed them to come in a little bit early, and they decorated the whole table with balloons. They set them up at a nice table overlooking the track.
That's again,
this was on Sunday. Saturday was crazy. They had over 1,200 people.
Yeah.
But job well done. And so she sent a nice note this morning, and it's just part of the whole, the aura at Gulfstream. Joe Beja and Tommy and his whole crew. They believe in unreasonable hospitality.
Yep.
They're going to make you happy.
Which is like everyone we deal with. But yeah, look, going to those in years past, and they were fun and they were cool. Since Joe's taken them over, they just have taken another level. And again, it's reminiscent to me of what we deal with the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival with Phil and Kate, where you are overloaded by how much is there, but not how intense it is. Like there's space. You're not waiting in line for food. You're not waiting in line for drink. It's just, it really is well done where there's tons of, he's like, yeah, we had 400 and something.
It's
like, really? You wouldn't know it.
It's the right size. He has enough stations set up around that nobody is waiting forever. And it was a nice, even trickle, like VIP hour at noon. People came in, we didn't get there till closer to 12:30. By the time we got in, we were able to go around and graze without any lines. And then even when they opened it up to general admission at 1:00, it wasn't like a flood, everybody storming the gates at the beginning. It was more of an evenly dispersed crowd because on bigger race days, the big race is later in the day, 5:30. Yep. So people didn't come in until 2:30. Like when then finally by 2:33, it was a cacophony, but everybody was in a good place. So job well done. Yeah. And they've got other things coming up. End of the month for Florida Derby Day. It's called Wine and Derby.
Yeah, that's when Shirley's already put her.
That's going to be an elevated experience. Go online to GulfstreamPark.com and all kinds of
it's going to be tapas
premium
too, so
wine and tapas to go along with the big day of championship racing. Then, of course, we got the Brunch Bash on April 6th. And last but not least, Joe gave me a news nugget.
I'm so stoked.
The end of April, I think it's the last Saturday in April. I'm not exactly sure the date, the 29th maybe, but it is the return of paninis, linguinis, and martinis, the Italian
April
scene.
26th, could that be?
Yeah, April 26th, which just got rave reviews, including for me. Everything they put out at that event when they did the inaugural in December was fantastic. And who doesn't love Italian food, which is why it seems like every other restaurant is Italian, but they all are popular because people love Italian food. So this bruschetta with the peppers and the eggplant is fantastic.
And with the tomato, obviously, is always nice and refreshing. It's light. And then he did the olive oil glaze at the top, which is everything's olive oil between Italy and Sicily. It was just nice and fresh. And what I like is a lot of the time with bruschetta, the bread is really crunchy. I know you like your crunch.
This one is soft.
But especially with the tomato, when you bite down and it's crunchy, it goes it goes everywhere. This is crunchy on the outside, but the inside's soft. So when you bite down, you can actually eat the tomatoes instead of them flying off of the bread, which is not the norm. I like this the way he did it.
This one is sun-dried tomatoes, and I think it's anchovy. And usually I'm not a big sun-dried tomato fan. This works absolutely beautifully. Job well done to Chef David Vito Corderno, not Vito Entoformo, who Defo posted the picture about how every Italian restaurant in New York, in order to get, instead of the papal seal of approval, it was the Vito Entoformo picture. Here we go. We got, look at this. We got pastas. Hey, you're going to have to get the headset on. I tell you what we're going to do, Chef.
Let's take our first break.
These are beautiful. I wanted to get to the contest winner, but let's take the first break and we'll do the contest winner later. Although I will just quickly say congratulations, Michelle Fleekop. I'll get into the details soon, but she was the only one who had Sovereignty winning the Fountain of Youth, which is shocking considering it was only a 3-1 shot. That was a well-regarded 3-year-old. But Michelle Fleekop, you are the winner. You and a guest get to go to 10 Palms for a Sunday brunch sometime soon. But meanwhile, we've got great pastas coming in. We've got the bruschettas going down, and we're going to have Chef David on in a minute. We're going to get him wired up.
Hello, everybody.
And we're going to get the headphone and the microphone, and it's all going to be a beautiful thing. Let's take our first break on the Lunchbox, and we'll be back with more from the new Sicilian restaurant Savia in Boca Raton after these words.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and All right, we're back on the Lunchbox, and look who's here. It's the proprietor, chef
Hi,
owner
everybody. Hi,
of
everybody.
Savia, and you can see right on his
David
chef's
Vito Quaderno.
yeah, David. I'm
Oh.
sorry, I pronounced it the American way, David, which was my
It's the same.
late brother's name, but David Vito Quaderno
Yeah.
from Sicilia.
Sicilia,
What
yeah,
are you from?
Sicilia.
Palermo?
I
or
come I come from the East Coast, Catania.
Catania.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never been to Sicily. I've been to Italy three times, but I need to get over there.
And you haven't never been in Sicily?
No, I need to
Because
go.
it's terrible,
I know,
man.
I'm going back to
I wanna
Italy
get
again
there.
sometime later this year. I need to go to Sicily. I need to go south to Calabria. I'm going to check out some other regions. But anyway, welcome to the Lunchbox. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
guys.
hosting us on your day off. I
Oh,
know
yes,
that
please.
you
Thank you for having me.
restaurateurs have very long hours and hard lives. But tell us a little bit about Savia and why and when did you open and how did you get here?
Okay, so I came here for the first time something like many years ago. For a long time, for 17 years, I was a pilot.
Oh.
So I used to come
Oh,
here
wow.
in Florida.
An airline pilot for private
Yeah,
airlines?
at the end, even an airline pilot. So I come here to get my first the commercial pilot license, the first in Texas. Then I start to work in different part of the world. Then I come here come back in a few years ago. No, few
Okay,
years.
so you worked for major airlines, like you
Yep,
flew
yeah.
Like planes.
I
Planes.
was rated from the Northwest Airline in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Then
Oh, wow.
I fly in different places of the world, from South South Africa to Slovenia, Europe,
wow.
Emirates, and
This is fascinating to me. I
Yeah,
did not
but my
know that we
passion-
had a licensed commercial airline pilot that's preparing these wonderful
Yeah,
dishes.
because my passion was the food. So besides this job, I was having business already with a restaurant. But anyway, my family came from a business connected with the restaurants, and they
Okay.
start something like 150 years ago in Catania.
Oh wow, that's a long back history there.
1867. 1867 when they start, and in some way we
What were
always.
the prices like then?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say. I don't want to say.
That's it.
So this is let's say in some way a business, a family business that
Yeah.
I was keeping beside mine. So all over the world, we have several restaurants in other part of the world.
Yeah,
This is
you
the
worked in
first one.
Armenia for a while.
As
You had a
well,
restaurant.
yeah, I have restaurant.
Why
all over.
Armenia?
Because this is another part of my life. For a few years, I worked for the Italian embassy in
okay.
Yerevan. In
Okay.
Yerevan. So that's why I was offering them the catering service. In those times, we had also I managed the catering service for Papa Francesco. I don't know if you.
Oh my God, the Pope?
leader. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I have certification, guys.
My
It's
wife
not just,
loves
This
Papa
is,
Fran- No, I
yeah.
believe you. My wife, Papa Francesco, is
We
like,
got
yeah,
some
yeah.
pretty solid
a-
bona fides here.
Yeah,
That's,
that's what it is. So I had this.
and you're feeding us.
Yeah, you're good enough. You're good enough for to feed you guys.
Now,
So.
so why South Florida? Why Boca? I don't know if you've heard that
Yeah.
Boca has a reputation
Be
sometimes
tough.
of having a little bit difficult customers.
No,
What-
I know about two guys, two
Well,
funny guys.
we-
No, yeah, just because I fall in love the first time I was here, it was many years ago. Because as I told you, we was doing something like a cross country with to build the hours to become a professional pilot, and we used to come
okay.
here in Florida. We were
For
student
training, okay.
because for training because the gasoline was very cheap here.
yeah.
So
No, it
this
is,
was
yeah.
the reason why, and I fall in love with this place, and I say one day I will come back, and this
Well,
is it.
This
Now
is
I'm
it.
here.
Now you're here,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
opened up about 2 months ago. And
That's
again, for
fantastic.
everybody who doesn't know, it's 130 Northeast Second Street here
Yep.
in Boca, just south of Meisner Park.
Yeah.
It's called Meisner Plaza. It used
Meisner
to be
Plaza,
like
correct.
some sort of skewers kebab shop, but it's just again cozy and comfortable. I feel like I'm walking into some Nona's kitchen.
I was going to
and
say, it
living
feels
room.
like
Very,
being in
very
Italy,
cozy.
I guess being in Sicily.
Job well done. Only about 40 seats. What are your hours? You're closed on Mondays.
We
and-
close on Monday, but we work all the rest of the week because, and especially we work in the evening because I prefer to focalize my attention on the traditional dishes from Sicily.
Right.
So something that is not it's not just salad.
Now, this is the thing that there are a lot of Italian restaurants in this area, but you're doing something different. Can
Yep.
you explain what makes Sicilian food unique?
It's very easy. Sicily is in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, so in the centuries we get the culture of food from different colonization, from the Arabian to the North European people, from Asian people. So we have a mix of this, and because Sicily has always a very good weather, we have all year long fresh vegetables, food,
Right.
meat, and fish. So this is the reason why in my restaurant I'm focalizing my attention much more in the fish dishes. So I mean from the swordfish linguine that you are going to try.
This to me screams
Yeah.
Sicily. Swordfish, a
Yes.
little anchovies, a
Yes,
little
anchovies,
olives.
and everything comes from Sicily. From the anchovies from Sciacca, is a small town in the riverside in
Really?
South Italy,
Mhm.
to the capers that they come from Pantelleria
I
Island.
love Sicilian
The
capers.
oregano, all this stuff comes from Sicily, just to be sure that the flavors will be absolutely authentic, absolutely like we have in Sicily. So the guests we have here, sometimes there are people that they already have been in Sicily, in Italy. They just want to refine the flavors that they had when they was in their trip, during the trip in Italy. Sorry for my English. Is
No,
not
your
so-
English is much better than my
English
is
Italian.
much
So you
better than
have
mine.
my
I don't think so.
you have much respect
you-
because I couldn't even begin to start, speaking Italiano.
That's
But
okay.
this, if
Se
just
tu vuoi possiamo
pardon-
parlare italiano, così ti
Ok,
parlo un pochettino italiano, così sicuramente mi capirai tutte le parole che dico. Oh? What do you think about? Yeah?
me gusto
Just say
vino.
yes. No, just say sì,
That's-
sì, sì,
that's
sì.
Spanish.
Sì,
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 sì.
Ok,
Uh,
have a toast for
Buongiorno,
you.
bella, ciao.
Un bel bicchiere di vino.
No, we say cent'anni.
100 anni, 100
There we
anni di
go.
saluti, 100 anni di saluti,
Salute.
100 years of health. Okay.
Yes. At this point, I'll settle for 85. But yeah.
You are drinking one of the
Yeah.
preferred
Oh yeah,
wines.
yeah.
wine
Tell
of
us
the
about. And this
Nero
is again, you're featuring
Nero d'Avola,
Sicilian wines to go along with all the Sicilian
Yeah.
food. And pardon me while I take a bite of this beautiful. And this one is called spaghetti.
Spaghetti al pesce spada. Spaghetti al pesce spada. There is a piece of spaghetti, pesce spada, let's say fillet, the central part of the pesce spada, capers from Pantelleria, oregano as well from Sicily, the anchovies from Sciacca, as I told you, the olive oil, there's the Italian as well, the Sicilian, from the west side. So everything is combined so that you will find the right flavor
Balance,
of
huh?
Sicily. You had already the bruschetta with the caponata.
Yeah.
These are classical in Sicily, and this and the other one is the pasta, the macaroni with meatballs, because we used to do like
Oh,
this.
there's
in
little
Sicily.
meatballs in there too. I missed
Yeah,
that.
there's
All right,
meatballs. Yeah, this
I'm so enamored with this dish.
eggplant,
From
and
the
on
sea.
top you will find the cheese. The name is ricotta salata. It's typical.
Ricotta
Yeah,
salata.
it's typical Sicilian.
It's different from
cheese.
ricotta, which is just
Absolutely.
kind of thing, and it's different from even.
It's same like ricotta, but it's dried and salted, so the flavor is much more rich. And this is one of the cheese, much more popular cheese we have in Sicily.
And one of the bruschettas they brought out was sun-dried tomatoes
Yeah.
and also anchovies with some
And capers, yeah.
This is
olive.
delicious.
Yeah,
This to
yeah.
me, I know some people they make a face when you say anchovies, but
It's a strong flavor.
No,
It's
no.
a nice flavor.
it's
It's
so
a very
good.
soft. It's a very soft flavor, because usually if you eat anchovies, it's very strong. I don't like it really when to eat like this, but in this way, it's become like a very soft taste that you even can able to understand what is exactly. And this is the goal, just to have a soft flavor, but very intense and very satisfying in your mouth.
To me, I call it it's that sixth flavor profile, that umami, where you get that kind of like very savory pucker up sensation, but it's really satisfying. And
Yeah.
that's what you get from things like the anchovies and the capers. And this dish is spectacular. Are you using a dry pasta with it? It's a
No, we
linguine?
use our fresh pasta.
This
with-
is fresh.
so you do
Yeah,
fresh.
we
Oh,
made
wow.
a lot of
This is
from the bread to the pasta and all
This
the
is
stuff.
all fresh
yeah,
house-made
sure.
pasta?
Oh, wow.
I'm
We used to
shocked
do-
because usually when you get like a linguine or a spaghetti that's house made, it gets too soft, too
Mhm.
mushy.
no.
This actually has proper al dente.
Listen,
it
I started
absorbs the
to
salt.
prepare myself the pasta when I was something like 12 years old,
Oh,
because
wow.
my mother pushed me every Sunday to do the pasta for the family.
Oh,
So
really?
how you did the pasta? Yeah, my sister was the one for that she has to cook the sugo.
Mm.
The sugo, that means
Mhm.
is you call marinara sauce, but the
Mhm.
name is sugo for us. And my duty was to prepare the spaghetti, linguine, or the macaroni, fusilli, whatever.
Wow.
So
So was Sunday like a big family meal
yes,
there? Like everyone's together, the whole
You go
family.
to church in the morning and then you have
Yes.
Sunday supper,
yes,
family.
absolutely
Mm.
like this. Yeah, we have we like to spend time together at the end of the week with the family, just for to talk about what happened during the week. And in this meanwhile, we have a big lunch with the grandpa, whatever with all the let's say the close relatives. This is the typical Sicilian culture.
Well, this is spectacular. And what do you have up front here? You said it's
This
like
is
a
a
soup?
sort of this is a summer soup that we used to have in the evening. Is made, let's say, is a poor soup for us, because as I told you, in Sicily we have a lot of fish, so we used to put in the soup all
you
the
find.
fish, all the fish that the fisherman get during the day.
Mhm. I
And
see
the fish that
calamari.
the fish that we was not the fisherman was not able to sail, he keeps for the family. So at the end
Okay.
of the day, the fisherman, the wife used to cook the soup with just a mix of
What's left?
seafood.
So what's the broth? It's a tomato base?
Yes,
or-
it's tomato based, sure, with onions. Then we have shrimps, mussels, and the calamari and octopus in this.
A
In
little,
this
okay, little,
this is
little bowl
just
in
for
there.
to be rich. And
Wait,
usually
Hold on a second. I got to
we
just get a
put-
little dunk of the
Yeah,
sauce
yeah.
here.
don't miss the best part.
Oh, yeah. And what kind of mussels are you using? I guess you can't
It's
get in.
from the Mediterranean Sea.
It is.
Yeah. The octopus as well, because they have a different kind of structure. So even for to cook, I prefer to cook my stuff. Let's say, for example, we have the branzino, we have the sawfish, we have the grouper, that they are typical fish that we found in Sicily as well. The name is different. The grouper, the name is cernia. The swordfish is the pesce spada.
So you're bringing in all the products from the Mediterranean?
Many of the stuff there, they come from the
Okay.
from
So I would
the
imagine you can get pretty good grouper and fish and things like that right here.
Yeah, but you have here very good grouper. I buy here.
So you will
from
use
here.
fish from the
Use
area.
some local fish.
Because it's very good. It's absolutely the same in Sicily, and it's fresh. So I found a person that can sell me the fresh grouper, the fresh snapper. The snapper we have the same. The name is different. The name is Dentice. It's very good fish. So excellent for the Italian dishes.
I tell you what, David. I mean, we're at Savia. Is it pronounced Savia?
Savia,
Savia is the Sicilian restaurant that's new here in Boca Raton, Meisner Plaza, right just south of Meisner Park. And judging by the way you cook, you must have been a hell of a pilot too. I want to fly a plane with you sometimes because it's probably very smooth landing. I mean, this is some top-notch stuff. I'm just astounded that. Well, you know what? I guess I'm not. A lot of people love food and cooking because they grew up with it, like you did. And then if it's time to kind of change careers, you could always just cook for people because that's seemingly.
So you always felt like you were going to eventually get back into the restaurant business, even in the middle of your piloting career?
Yes, in some way. Yes, in some way, because I love to cook. I love to prepare for the friends. In really, what I used to have for lunch, for me, the best of the best is the pizza and the hamburger.
Americans.
So I'm in the right place. I mean, about hamburger and this kind of stuff. But sure, I have a culture about the right food, the healthy food, because the Mediterranean diet.
Oh my God, that's the diet that people lived 120.
Yeah. So this is the reason why we try to.
Zona Blue. Right?
Zona Blue is the Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
A lot of fish, a lot of vegetables. Yep.
So let me ask, because this is one of the things. When you open a restaurant, Boca Raton, South Florida, and you're a true Italian.
Yeah.
I noticed the menu does have chicken parm.
Oh, you do have chicken parm on it.
Do you just have to bite the bullet because everybody asks?
And I will explain. explain. Okay, so in some way in Sicily,
you don't lose
Italy,
your Sicilian citizenship.
No. I'm 110% Sicilian. 110%. I have my Italian passport. I very recently get my investor visa.
Salute.
So I'm contributing with my money to make America great again. I will say I had this.
You didn't have to pay $5 million yet.
No, not
yet.
I have not.
Yeah, but again, people come in and they expect chicken parmesan.
Yeah, I will explain.
So you give it to them.
We have the cotoletta. Cotoletta that is the chicken that it's fried in the same way you have here the chicken parmesan. So let's say the name is different. We usually do not put the sauce, yes, and when we put the sauce on top, but no one put the cheese. So this is the American version. But anyway, the cotoletta is typical from Sicily as well.
Okay.
But I changed the name. In the menu I wrote the cotoletta siciliana cotoletta parmigiana just to make people understand that this is in some way the chicken parmesan. Why? Because if you come for the first time in a restaurant and you never tried this the Sicilian kitchen, you are going to choose the one that you know. So the chicken parmesan, just to not have the risk to try something that finally you will not like. So this is the reason why.
Smart. You sound like a smart businessman. You get them in, you make them feel comfortable,
and then you introduce them
familiar and say,
your flavors.
Maybe try this. Maybe try this pasta, which has the sort of this is absolutely delicious. This is totally me. I love seafood pasta. I could eat it every day. And I usually do.
And it's healthy. It's healthy.
Yeah, it is.
It's fresh.
When you have when you have the swordfish and a little anchovy, it's great. No, everything is portion control. Chef David, I cannot thank you enough. We're going to take another break now.
Yep.
And we're going to let you go prepare another dish, right? You're going to do a fish dish first?
Yes, I'm going to cook a fish. This is a grouper, so the cernia in Italian is the cernia. Cook it in an orange sauce that in these last weeks we are selling a lot. People they like it very much, so I want you to try.
I would love to
try a piece of fish cooked by you. That would be rude of me not to. So we're going to take another break, and then we're going to have my friend Denise Righetti will join us and tell us about some of the events surrounding the opening, because you're going to have an official
you're gonna have
grand
like a real
opening
thing.
ceremony, ribbon cutting,
Yep.
and then some other things that she's got going on. Starting up a new Italian cultural club that's going to explore some of the different, many facets of culture. One question: the Sicilian flag. What is that? It looks like a gymnast at the Olympics doing the balance beam.
There is a very old story about this. Just for the people that they don't know, the Sicilian flag is made by two colors: the yellow and the red. The red because of the magma from our volcano Etna that still now is erupting. We have a big and the yellow,
volcano.
and the yellow coming from the color of the sun, because we have, let's say, 30, 60 days of sun every year. It's an island. And in the center, we have the face of a woman with the 3 legs, just the 3 legs. It means that it was an ancient demon, something like this, that she was running all around Sicily just to take the control of the island, for doing the way that no one was able to come inside Sicily. And because of this, she was needing 3 legs just to be very fast.
3
on
legs,
this movement.
I mean, it's she's twisted herself up
impressive.
like a pretzel, but
it's true.
I could use that sometimes, especially when I'm trying to run a little bit. But the 3-legged flag of Sicily, it's quite a sight, and you have all the flags adorning and all kinds of other art and paintings. I really love the setting here. A lot of places in Boca are big, 200, 300 seats, and you just feel like overwhelmed. Here,
this is not the
I walked through the door and I was like, oh wow, I want to eat the whole menu.
I want to just tell you something about this place. The place is small, but it was done with intention, because in this place people have the opportunity to talk each other, to feel like at home. People, they start to share the wine with the other tables.
Nice.
The other tables are, have you tried the fish with the orange juice? Yes. Have you tried that? And so they become
when
friends.
People are really community, and they start passing plates, and that is really kind of, to me, European dining, where everybody is friendly, and it's a gathering, a social gathering.
And all my restaurants is like this. They're always not so big. You can find a lot of history around, because we have picture about the legends in Sicily, picture about the place, where there are much more iconical place. So you will find a piece of Sicily inside here.
Beautiful. All right. Again, it's Savia Restaurant. It's only 2 months old. Have you
Authentic
already started
Sicilian.
Are you already getting repeat customers? Have you gotten a nice client base, people coming back?
We have people that, believe me or not, you just check the review on Google. We have people that they come one time and they come again and again and again, and they come with the friends, just to make friends know about this place. So I'm very satisfied about this.
That's great.
This is the talk, how you say here, talk of mouth,
word of mouth.
Word
of mouth is the idiom.
It's the best really advertisement that you can have from your customers.
And the second best is being on the Lunchbox, because we're on the Let's Eat South Florida group that has 190,000 members, followers. So hopefully you guys will come make your way here. And we're going to let Chef David go cook some fish, and we're going to take our second break, and we'll be back with Denise Righetti after these words on the Lunchbox. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch, with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly, and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and... All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're now joined by Denise Righetti, old friend of mine. She has a food tour business called Savor Our City, right? And welcome to the Lunchbox.
Thank you, good friend.
We've known each other a long time.
We have.
We've been through some battles together.
I don't wanna know.
16. No, we love Steve.
No, we were both celebrity chefs.
Yes.
Not chefs, for the judging for different competitions. That's how we first met.
That's how we first met. And you remember all these things. I go into food comas every time after I judge an event. I just I emerge 24 to 36 hours later. But meanwhile, this place is quite the find. I'm glad that you invited us out here. You've been working a little bit with Chef David. And during the break, again, I took a bite of the, I guess they call this the pasta alla nonna, what's it called? Alla nonna Graziella. And it's got little polpette, little meatballs, a little bit of that ricotta salata, which is like kind of a shredded Sicilian cheese, and eggplant, and velvety. That's the word I would use. It just all blends together. Right? And house-made pasta, rigatoni, beautiful. And I can't stop eating this spaghetti alla spada, they call it, which is with the it's a swordfish and some anchovies, black olives, red onion,
House-made
capers,
linguine, which is fantastic.
and some oregano from Sicily, spaghetti alla spada, and some very reasonable prices here. Very cozy. Job well done.
And my new friend Mike.
Two
here,
mics.
and
We
my
make it
Mikes.
easy on
Yes,
everybody.
this is a Mike sandwich
Same
right
name,
here.
yes.
You have to come back for the arancini.
I have
Sorry,
to.
we
It's so
didn't have
funny
that
because
today.
arancini over there is just like a street food. So when he does all these very high level things, and he has arancini as like an appetizer, but my wife and I have this thing wherever we go that has arancini, we have to try it. So when I brought it up to Chef David, he's like, arancini, of all the things I'm going to bring out to you. Like, that's what you're
Right.
worried about.
But it's
But
good.
it
I
is
have had it.
Sicilian.
It is.
No, it is. No, it's
origin.
real deal Sicilian. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Denise, tell us, there's some events associated with like kind of like a official opening, even
Oh,
though
nice.
it's been open for 2 months. But
Yep.
what's happening here at Savia in the next couple of weeks?
Okay, well, I have 3 things right now to share. First of all, we are having a ribbon cutting ceremony. That's on Wednesday, March 12th, starting at 4 o'clock. So from 4 to 5, we'll have a welcome Prosecco as well as assorted Sicilian appetizers that'll
Nice.
be passed.
That's anybody in the community can turn
Anyone
out?
in the community
nice.
can come out,
Oh, there-
and if they bring their business card to drop it into our
Like a raffle?
bowl, we are doing a raffle for one lucky couple to win dinner for 2 with
Oh,
a
wow.
bottle of wine, and that's
Okay.
a $250
Are we
value.
eligible?
Oh, wow.
Absolutely, drop your business
So
card
wait,
in
you're
there.
giving away free prosecco and free bites in Boca. Do you realize
It's
what
gonna be
might
jammed.
happen? Because we're proud to be associated with Eddie Pozzoli, and he runs Corvina now, and they're doing that 50% off social hour every day, and they like line up like they're getting ready to run the Bulls of Pamplona at
Well, we
4
would
o'clock.
we would love at 5 is the ribbon cutting, and we'd like to invite guests
Come
to
on
stay
out.
to stay as well. We have the regular menu; they can if they want to stay for dinner. But we also have created a special prefix
Oh, right.
event menu.
That's one night only on
That-
March 12th.
Well, that will be on March 12th, and so it will be something they can enjoy with some of the fine Sicilian wines as an add-on pairing,
Great.
or without. So we've made that.
That's fantastic.
That's the first thing that's coming
Is
up.
there any reservations line for that, or just in general? Is it on Open Table, or what's the
No,
platform?
for this event, for the ribbon cutting, just people will just come. There's no RSVP required.
Okay.
So we'd also like to let people know Tuesdays, every Tuesday,
Every Tuesday.
people can come on in, starting at
They open at 5?
2 o'clock. They
2
actually
o'clock?
do
Oh,
open.
they
Oh,
do a
nice.
late
they can
supper.
come.
Okay,
They
great.
can come anytime from when they opening at 2
Early
for a
supper.
free glass
Late
of
lunch.
they can,
yes.
or dinner
Yep.
anytime Tuesday.
Linner. Supper.
But they get a free glass of wine,
Okay.
free bruschetta,
Oh, wow.
with the purchase of an
An entree.
entree.
Okay.
Wait,
Yes,
Anytime Tuesday or just
anytime Tuesday.
Anytime.
Anytime
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
All
start to
time from
finish.
start to finish.
All right.
Anytime.
That's
So as long as they
that
come and
seems
have
like
an
a good deal.
entree, we'll supplement it with a glass of wine
Yes.
and a bruschetta to start
They
with.
seem to know Boca well.
Yes.
They love their promotions
Chef
here in Boca.
David
Yeah.
definitely has his fingers on the pulse of the community. He knows what they want in Boca, which is all kinds of good deals.
Well, that was funny because when I first met him and I stumbled upon here, I was looking to maybe grab some dinner. He's like, "Sit down," and he gives me the wine. He brings the bruschetta
He's a
automatically,
good businessman.
and then I order an ossobuco. So
Wow.
it was like, is a lot of seafood, but
Yeah.
I went for
You went for
something
the
not.
ossobuco. No,
But,
it's all good. I'm sure
no,
everything
everything
prepares
is good.
here.
Everything's
If
good.
it's on the menu, it's good. I got
It's
that
so
impression
far.
that this guy knows what he's doing, which is great.
So one of the other things that we are
Yeah.
going to start on the 3rd Tuesday of every month,
Okay.
we're going to have La Dolce Vita. It's going to be an Italian cultural and conversation club.
Oh,
So
wow.
people who just enjoy and passionate about all things Italian,
Yeah.
people who want to learn Italian, so it's going to be hosted by me and with Chef David. So he'll come out, he'll actually engage with
Oh,
the
wow.
club members. We'll share recipes.
This is every week.
Every
no,
third
that one will be
Tuesday.
the third
Tuesday.
Tuesday, and we're going to put it on their Facebook page, and
Okay.
I'm going to be posting it on different event
sounds-
calendars.
Sounds like something my wife would
That
want.
sounds really lovely, and a good experience and a communal experience. where
Yes.
People get together.
And
drink
so many
wine, I
people want to
imagine.
go to Sicily, so we are going to plan an actual chef-led tour.
Really?
Yes, so we're going to pick it, and Chef David will be there, and so you get to come along,
God.
join the chef, and he'll take us to all the different places.
Do you know when
food
that
and
might
drink.
be?
I'm
Like
laughing because
September?
this might be something
we
my
have-
wife really
We
would like
have
to
not
do.
planned it yet, so but stay tuned for that. I will let you know.
Nice. Well, that's great.
That seems some like really exciting and good happenings here at Savia. And again, it's all going to be taking place upcoming weeks
It's
and
next
then
week.
months. Again, it's March 12th. A week from Wednesday is the opening ribbon cutting at 5 p.m. But come on out at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Any of the local politicians going to be on hand, or
We'll see who makes it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
everybody's been invited, I imagine.
everybody's been invited.
Well, this is quite the treat. And if you want to give a little plug about your other
Yeah, you got a lot
business,
going on.
Savor.
Yeah. So Savor Our City, how I got started, many people who do know me in the Boca area, I was the marketing manager for Investments Limited for 4.5 years. And during my tenure, there was over 100 different restaurants
Oh,
in
wow.
their portfolio, all mom and pop restaurants.
Mm.
So basically, I kind of fell into and grew my inner foodie during this period. I was creating all these different events to drive traffic to the restaurants. So that's kind of like how people started, coming to me. Oh, where's a good place to go for this or for that? And we were
See why you and Mayo get
creating-
along.
yes. So I started, my foray into this business by there. Then I was adding more events to my plate. I wasn't getting any extra time off. I wasn't monetizing that. And I said, what am I doing all of this? And I should just do this. This sounds like a good business. So
Right.
I left there, started Savor Our City. We started, now I'm in business for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
And we started in Delray Beach as our very first Taste Atlantic Avenue food tour. Back then, it was a public tour every Saturday afternoon. Come one, come all. People would arrive as strangers, leave as friends. And
Nice.
I enjoyed the whole bringing people
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
like-minded
That's the
people
whole point of the
together to share
hospitality,
the
is bringing
experience.
multiple,
I-
cultures and people together on one room, and then next thing you know, people are becoming friends.
I enjoyed the local people who would be introduced to restaurants they either didn't
I was
know
just gonna
about
say.
or a dish that it was new they didn't know about. So I got a mix of locals as well as visitors.
really cool.
Nice. And Delray is just exploding now. I mean, everything beyond the avenue. There's all kinds of stuff.
I've got to
going
get
on.
out. I have a next week something to go and taste some new restaurants out there because it's
I'm going
been
to
a
be
while.
up there soon too, actually, to check out that new bourbon steak that's opening. I guess have you heard that Michael Mina, very well regarded chef
Yeah.
from California, but there was a bourbon steak down in Aventura, but they're opening an outpost of bourbon steak. I think they're in soft opening mode now.
Where?
At the is it the Seagate Hotel or the Atlantic? It's one of those.
Okay, inside the hotel.
I think it's inside the hotel,
Oh,
and yeah, I'm gonna go check it out
Oh,
with
good.
Val, my girlfriend, and a couple of friends. Actually, Dixie invited me out to dinner.
So
See
maybe
Dixie.
I'll come too. I'll
It's
invite
all
myself.
good.
There you go.
Well, anyway, so just the long and short of it is we started one food tour in one city.
Right.
Today, we've expanded. We cover all of South Florida
Oh,
from
wow.
Miami to Palm Beach.
Oh, that's impressive.
We do jump up to Central Florida. We do a lot in Orlando.
If people want to get involved or sign up, how do they find you?
So today we really just strictly market to groups.
Okay.
So 10 people or more. We kind of transition.
Is there a website that people can learn more?
Savor Our City, SAVOR, and then our OUR city.com.
Nice.
Okay, that's easy. Get your info
That's
there.
great.
Thank you.
Groups, tours all over the
Food
state.
tours, cooking classes, mixology classes, perfect pairings experiences, painting parties, anything that
That's amazing.
really involves bringing people together, but mostly with a culinary.
Excellent. Well, thank you for
twist.
bringing us
Thanks.
out here. Hopefully, Chef David, I'll pronounce it the way he said it,
All right,
David,
yes.
is finishing up the great fish dish, and then
Yes,
we're going to
the
take
great
a few
fish
bites of
dish.
that,
Yeah.
and we'll wrap up. Before we take the final break, It's a Tropical Acres Monday here on the Lunchbox. You know how much I love Tropical Acres.
You were there last
75
week,
years
weren't
in
you?
business. All right. I call it a polarizing place because whenever somebody posts about it on the Let's Eat group, you'll have some naysayers out there who say, "Oh, they
Well,
just
they're old school and they embrace being old school.
they are old school. They
For the
are
good and the bad.
unapologetic about who they are, and
Yep.
that is one of the reasons I love them. They have over the top service. They also have the personal touch. You want to make a reservation? I'm sorry, you can't do it online. You got to give them a phone call because you're going to talk to a person.
Yep.
They're going to talk to you about what your group is, what the occasion is, and then you're going to come in and have a fantastic time. Give them a call, 954-989-2500 for your reservations. And you know what? It's never too early to start planning for Easter Sunday and also Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Oh my
They
God.
are open for both the rare Sundays that they're open. Otherwise, they're open 6 days a week from Monday through Saturday. Today is Monday. Monday is half price wine.
I mean, you can
night.
double up. You can do the happy hour, which is Monday through Friday, and then do the half off a bottle of
Oh,
wine.
now you're talking my language,
Oh,
Lubie. You
wow,
get
that's a deal.
those $8 Belvedere martinis in the bar from 4:30 to 6:30 with a couple of those great light bites, the escargot, and some of the,
the sliders are
chicken
great,
wings,
actually.
the
They cook them to order, which
sliders.
is rare for
But
sliders.
save room for the main course. Go into the dining room, get your half-price bottle of wine, not just Monday and Tuesday,
Yep.
and then get your filet mignon. Your prime rib is what they're known for. They also have seafood. They have it all.
Don't they
75 years.
also have like a special butter buffet bar? Or is that something they used to have? I went there like one
No.
time. I thought it was
The only
Tropical Acres.
they might have at one time,
used
but
to.
there are
Talking
no
many,
more
many years
ago.
buffets. They
But it
now
was a
have a
butter.
beautiful dessert
Did you
cart.
remember that?
Yes, back in the day, they used to have
They
something like
did.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
thought it was really unique.
But they do have a dessert cart.
The
That is something they
dessert
still bring
cart is
around.
great, and they also have the loyalty reward card for every
Cool.
12 entrees that you purchase. You get it stamped, and then you get the 13th one on the house. I've got a full card, which means
time
I
to
got to
go.
get in there soon. Jack Studiali and his whole crew, they do a fantastic job. Go into Tropical Acres today and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take I've lost track. Are we on the third and
We
final
have our
break?
last break coming up, and
We're
then
on the
more with
third
Chef
and
David
final
here.
break, and then we're going to eat some fish and wrap up this edition from Savia Sicilian restaurant in Boca Raton after this. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima for reservation. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, all right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Thanks again to Denise Righetti. And
hello.
look, we are rejoined by Chef David Vito Quaderno. the proprietor of Savia Sicilian restaurant in Boca Raton. And you've got round two. We did our pasta course. Now, what do we got in front of us?
So this is a grouper cooked in a very low temperature for
Okay.
a few minutes, just for to make the
Is this in
the
a
meat.
pan or in an
Yeah,
oven?
in a pan. In a
Okay,
pan. No,
yeah.
everything has to be together with some butter, and it must to be good quality butter and orange juice.
Orange juice.
So
Okay,
the fish, while it's cooking, it takes the flavor of the orange inside, and the butter make the meat
I'm going
very
in,
soft.
and I'm sorry, Val.
Yep.
My girlfriend Val, she's allergic to oranges and carrots. So this is a dish that will never grace her palate. So I'm going to have to taste it for her
Take
and
one for
Yeah,
the
tell
you
team,
have
her
to you test the sauce, because the sauce is a
Oh.
symbol of the plate.
that's delicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sauce is beautiful.
This is one of the dishes that we are selling a lot. The pomodori is just fresh pomodori, cherry pomodori with a mousse of strawberry, roseberry, bearberry, winchberry, hallenberry, herrickberry. I don't know all the berry you have here in the United States. Cooked with some onion and
Huckleberries,
where
suckleberries,
every
no.
berry is inside this sauce. It's very
Elderberry, no.
delicious.
It's-
It's sweet and salted at the
That's a
same
really
time.
nice dish.
And what's the little things on top?
This is the
Pomegranate seeds?
timo. Oh no, the red one is a sort of pepper that we have in Sicily. It's,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
River
it's
pepper.
few sweet and not too much spice. But it gives to the cream a specific taste. As well, the timo on top. This is the timo that we grow from the volcano Etna. You have something similar here, but the taste in general, because we live under the volcano, the ground. How you say the ground?
Ground is fertile or
Yeah, it's rich of
Minerals.
Yeah,
high
because
in
of the magma.
minerality.
Yeah, because of the magma. So everything has
Watch
a,
out, Trump's going to come and want to have
Yeah,
a
well,
deal to negotiate
he's
with all
looking
the
for it, yeah.
Sicilian minerals, but
He will be
no
welcome.
politics,
He
I'm
will be
sorry.
welcome.
No, but that's great.
So we have this kind of different. Even the fish has a few different tastes because of
Yeah.
the minerals.
Mhm.
So this is make the kitchen much more rich. This is the reason why I use only stuff from Sicily, just for to make sure that the flavors, the strongest,
Yeah.
Okay, come here and try, guys.
Come
because
and
I
try
can,
it.
Yes, yes.
This
It's
is
much,
the only way
much
for it.
more enjoyable to eat it than to have it described to you.
Yeah,
Although, I mean, I gotta tell you, I love the Sicilian pride. I love the way that you want to really just showcase your heritage and all the great products and the things that you're getting straight from Sicily.
Yep.
And you're one of the few chefs who could actually fly yourself there
Yes,
to
yes, you
Sicily
can fly
and
there and
back
home.
to get the products. So
I can tell you something funny that happened when I was in the middle of my pilot career. We was flying.
you didn't land upside down. One time,
No,
did you?
no, that
Okay.
this is part of the game.
Okay,
It's
no.
not this strange. But one time we was start to fly with old business jet. It was very bold. It was a Falcon 50. Anyway, and one moment we start to think about something to eat, and we was having some. Let's say it's a sort of pizza that we used to prepare in Sicily. Is
Okay.
the name is
Oh, you
forget
forgot the
that.
name?
Try
Okay.
to translate it. Okay, scacciata. Scacciata is means
Scacciata,
something that you press it.
Okay.
Okay.
Like a flatbread.
Rich, yeah,
a
rich of
flatbread pizza. Okay.
something like covered pizza with a lot of stuff inside. And we was minded
stuffed
to
pizza,
make
okay.
it warm. So the only way for us was to use a very, very old microwave. It was inside the airplane. We was minded to have this scacciata, but this scacciata it must to be hot. So we start to use this microwave inside the airplane, an old airplane. This microwave start to have some problem, and so a lot of smoke comes out from this microwave, and all the alarm
through the
inside the
galley.
airplane
Oh,
say
yeah.
beep 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 beep, danger danger danger
Oh,
beep
no,
beep
no,
beep beep beep.
no.
It was something crazy, but we was managed anyway to finish our cazzo scacciata
You were
because it was
determined.
angry.
You
Yeah.
didn't give a
So
crap.
we
Makes you
finished and we
Sicilian.
had the scacciata because anyway,
Stubborn.
even
I am
okay,
gonna
maybe
go-
the airplane will fall down. But
gonna
anyway,
have
we
my
will have our
scacciata.
scacciata. So just for to connect
Oh,
the
man.
food with the
I'm
airplane.
impressed
100%.
that you would even try to cook with a microwave oven, like a pizza. That's
I
also
know,
one of
it's-
those things. I won't tell anybody. In Sicily.
Yeah, it is.
it's-
But we was desperate. We was so hungry.
I can
Just we
understand.
had this scacciata. So
And
what
you
we
had it
had.
on your tongue, yeah.
That's funny. Hey, well, Chef much success. We
Thank you.
wish you well in this new endeavor. You're hoping to maybe open more eventually, or you'll see how it goes.
We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
It's a tough business, but
We'll see.
yeah, let's get this one on up
Yes.
and running first.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
up in the air, as the airline
Exactly.
analogies might go, and then once it'll be smooth sailing, you'll see about maybe possibly expanding in the future. But right now, I love the whole concept
The vibe
of
is fantastic.
small and warm and friendly, where communal, where people can come in and start talking to each other and sharing plates and talking about what wine they have and pour a little sip. By the way, this wine is
This wine is
excellent,
fantastic.
Sicilian. And
The wine
what's the
helps.
grape? It's a Nero
Nero
d'Avola.
d'Avola. This
Okay.
is a kind
d'Avola.
of grape that grows in the east side of southeast side of Sicily. It's
okay.
one of the much more famous and the Sicilian people likes more.
Is it in growing the grapes in volcanic soil, or just it's on the coast by near the sea?
Let's say not in volcanic soil because it's in from the south east side.
Okay.
So where there is no volcano.
All
We
right.
have another one, Nerello Mascalese, that it's very similar. And this one, Nerello, is something like Blakey, something like this. This grows absolutely in the soil where we have a lot of
I love some of these wines from the island. Obviously everybody's familiar with the the Barolos, the Piedmonts, the things from Florence and Tuscany, but when you get some of the Sicilian wines and some of the Sardinian wines, you get more of the minerality and more of the terroir, as the French call it, the land. I love it because I like offbeat wines with different grapes, and this is a fantastic.
So
one.
Sicily is the right place for you. For example, under the volcano, we have a lot of water font. I don't know. The
Like a
water
spring?
comes from
Spa water, spring
that is
water. Yes, spring water.
that is a little sparkling.
Yeah.
Because
nice.
of the volcano. So
I'm a
and
big
it's
sparkling water
delicious.
fan. Yeah,
This
that's
is
good.
we have a lot. So you have more and more reason for to come
To
to
go
Sicily.
to
You have a
Sicily.
new
Have to
friend.
go.
You
I'm gonna
both
check.
have a new friend in
Oh,
Sicily.
no, for sure.
Great.
So wherever you want to come.
And I not only go to Sicily, I'm going to come to Boca more often. It's not that bad of a trip from Fort Lauderdale. I really thank you. Grazie. Mille grazie.
To you.
Yes.
Guys,
Thank you
it
so
was
much, my
very
friend.
nice to spend this morning with you. It was
Thank
really,
you for
really
coming
Thank
in
you
on
for
your
coming
day
on your day
off
off
and cooking
and
for
feeding
us.
us.
Okay.
And maybe I'll ask you to maybe get a plane and we can all fly over to Sicily.
Sicilia.
together.
But don't bring scacciata because I will not cook scacciata again in the microwave. I'm scared.
Yeah, sorry, we won't do that. In Sicily, is the Sicilian pizza actually like Sicilian pizza here, where it's like bigger and
No.
square?
This one this is not typical. This is the calzone that is typical from
that's a
Palermo.
stuffed
The
pizza, yeah.
sfincione, sorry, the sfincione. That is
Sfincione.
typical from Palermo. It's
That's
high, like
thick. What we had
2
in
inch, something
Brooklyn,
like
we
this.
called it Sicilian pizza. Now
Yeah.
they're calling it Detroit style pizza because in Detroit,
Yeah.
some Sicilian grandmother started baking it in a bar and using the pan from the auto factory. It's all long. Yeah, food is such a different confluence of different cultures. But you know what? In the end, if it comes out tasting good, you want to share it. You want to eat it. It's
Sure,
beautiful.
absolutely. I'm agree with you.
All
I'm
good.
agree with you.
All right. Once again, our thanks to Chef
Yes.
David here. Savia
Savia,
is the
a
name of the
Sicilian
restaurant. Been here about 2 months. I looked online. It was nothing but 5-star reviews,
Yep.
and that means you're doing something right. Keep up the great work.
Maybe it's not my fault, guys. It's not my fault.
130 Northeast 2nd Street in Boca, the Meisner Plaza. All right. Tomorrow, we're going to have a rare home show. We'll catch up with Defo on his horse racing and weekend hijinks. We're going to also maybe do a little Oscar recap.
Yeah.
Not much to talk about, although Jim Sarney did text me this morning and saying he predicted Ornoro would win, even though I didn't ask him.
I haven't seen it.
But he also said, and it's not a refrigerator. I was making fun of how nobody's
Amara.
heard of it. Like, what's it? Amana.
Amana.
But Honora. Actually, now I want to see it
I have to
because
see it
it was
like,
filmed in my
hit
mother's
big.
neighborhood of Brighton Beach, Brooklyn.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
now it's all Russian there.
Well, it won like
which
3 or 4 Oscars, I think.
it won
won Best Actress, I think it won Best
5
Movie,
Oscars,
yeah.
including 4 for the director, writer, and he edited. His name is Sean Baker, and he
Wow.
was a producer.
Jeez.
$6 million. It's like a $15,000 claiming horse winning a Derby,
Yeah.
which is a good story. So, and now everybody in the world is going to want to go out and see
Now
it,
see
which
it, yep.
is the opposite of how it used to be, where everybody would see the movies before the
Yes.
Oscars and be emotionally invested. Now it's like, we watched it for Conan O'Brien. I thought he did a pretty good job.
I heard he did a good job, yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't watch it?
No. Well, we should have, but my wife was very looking forward to all the Wicked stuff, and Wicked sort of was one of the movies that got
blank,
jobbed
but it was a
little
great
bit, so.
opening, a good duet there.
Well,
from-
that's what's interesting is that Fakakta movie that, and we like Zoe Saldana, but That the movie was not good.
Did you watch the Oscars, David? Do you watch movies? Are you?
No, I was sleeping already. I was so tired.
Yeah, ever since Fellini hung it up, it's all downhill.
No, but I will follow something by the internet because today is my day off. So
Nice.
I
Okay.
will,
Yeah,
because
you can watch
I'm
it.
always interested. I have a passion for the movie. In the just in this last day, I was trying to finish to watch for the second time The Godfather.
Oh,
wow.
Well, that
Sorry,
takes
man.
place in Sicily,
Yeah.
partly, and
It's
we
close
love
to my house as well.
we
Yeah.
love The Godfather. That's
No,
one of
that's
the
classic.
classic American
Yeah, it
movies.
was-
That's Francis Ford Coppola, and then of course Martin Scorsese. We love all his
Yes, it
movies.
was interesting.
But yeah, I'm sorry that Wicked basically got
got hammered.
blanked.
Yeah,
But
it got hammered.
I'm surprised. Well, I guess I thought Timothy Chalamet was gonna maybe get the best actor, and he came in that beautiful yellow mustard suit. But all right, enough of this talk. We'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be at home. Wednesday we're going to be at BKK
I know,
Thai
I'm looking forward to it. You
Sushi
talked very highly of this
by
place.
Cilantro. It's also a newish restaurant in Fort Lauderdale, South Federal Highway. It's become one of my locals. And Poom is one of the owners. She's great, and she's a big fan. They watched the show, and so they've been begging me. He's like, "When are you going to come in?" I was like, "How about this Wednesday?" So Wednesday we're going to be at BKK Thai. That's going to be at 2:00 starting time. Thursday we're going to be at Wicked Cheesesteaks at our usual 1:00 time. Friday back out at Gulfstream for another 10 Palms Friday fun day, and that's going to do it for the week. All right, everybody,
Thank you.
enjoy every pasta, enjoy every fish.